Because I have deleted my user from our Firestore, and on my device currently I have no way of logging out my user, what I'm going to do is delete the application, because right now there is a current user logged in a device, so we don't want to have this. Going to delete the application, and we are going to add our this go to application function. This is similar to the one we did for welcome view. So I say func go to app, and actually this time what we are going to do is in our storyboard I'm going to create a user interface. So when our user finishes registration or login, we are going to present him a new view. So let's get a tab bar controller here. And inside my first view here, I'm just going to drag a label so we see what's going on. And I'm going to zoom in now. Alright, so this label I'm going to put we are in the app. Let's put it nicely here on top. And be here so we can add our constraints. I want 16 on right, 16 on left, on top 0, and height let it be 21. And let's add, and I want to make this center. So in order for us to access this part of our application from here, we are going to give some storyboard identifier to our tab bar controller. So if I go here, I can see I have a storyboard identifier. I can put a main application, hit enter, and we are going to use this identifier to jump from here to here. So let's go to our finish registration view controller. In our go to app, before we go to our application, we want to clean our text field. Say clean text fields. Then we want to dismiss our keyboard. And finally, we want to move to our application. So I'm going to say let main view is equals UI storyboard, and we initialize our storyboard with the name, and our storyboard name is main. You can see it here. By default it's main. If you have renamed your, make sure you put here a different name. And the bundle is going to be nil. Then I'm going to instantiate a view controller with identifier, and the identifier is going to be our identifier we put on our tab bar there. So our identifier is main application, and this is a type of UI tab bar controller. Okay, so we know that we have a tab bar here. Then what we are going to do is say self.present, and we are going to present a view controller here, which is our main view. Animated, I'm going to say true, and completion we are going to pass nil, so nothing will happen on completion. So this code I want to copy and go to my welcome view, because I have go to app here as well, and I want to paste it here apart from these two because we already have it. So every time we call our go to application function, we want to display our application inside of our application. So if I run now, we should be able to register user and to go to our application. And here in my finish registration view, a function I'm going to call my self.goToApp. So once we are done, it will get called our new function, and we will go to our application. So let's run our application. and we're going to create our first user second time, and this time hopefully we will go to our application. So I'm going to call this user1@mail.com, password, registration, user1, click done. It says registering, and we are in the application. You see it prints out no error is nil, and we got to our application. We actually have our tab bar here. We can switch between them. Okay, so our login functionality works. So let's jump to our Firebase here. Under our database, if we refresh, we should see our user. So we have user collection here, and we have a user object with all our information. Then in our authentication, we have one more user saved. So it's user1 with user ID, and you can see that it matches with our user here. So our login function is working. Our registration, at least, is working. In our next lecture, we are going to test a login function.